Welcome to Collaborative and Participatory Governance. I'm Julia Carboni. I am a professor at the Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs at Syracuse University, where I teach courses in our MPA program and our EMPA program. This course is about collaborative governance and public participation primarily. So collaborative governance is how organizations in a community come together to solve big social problems, or what we'll call wicked problems. Then we'll shift gears and talk about public participation as a mechanism for civic engagement and for the public and for citizens to influence decision-making on public matters, to influence public policy making. We'll also talk about how the two fit together, and in particular, how public participation can support the efforts of collaborative governance. I'll provide you with lots more information throughout the course, so what I want to do now is move on to introducing myself. So the premise I take for this course, or the underlying basis of this course, is that collaboration is a good and necessary thing to solve big problems. This viewpoint is really informed by my research, teaching, and service. So I have a PhD in management where I studied intersectoral collaboration. So a lot of the research that I did as a PhD student was really based on how do organizations collaborate to solve big social problems. I looked at cross-sector collaboration, in particular looking at juvenile justice services. And since my PhD, over the years, I've moved into other forms of collaboration. And lately, I primarily focus on anti-hunger efforts and food system efforts. So my research is centered on collaborative governance and representation in collaborative governance. I ask questions about who is represented in collaborative governance arrangements and whether that representation is just in name or on a roster, or whether they're substantively represented in processes. A lot of the empirical context for my work do come from anti-hunger spaces and from food systems, so I'll talk about that throughout the semester as I bring in case studies and illustrations to tell you more about collaborative governance. At Maxwell, I teach courses on collaboration, collaborative management, and nonprofit management. So these courses are courses I've been teaching for years. Prior to coming to Maxwell, I was on the faculty at the Indiana University School of Public and Environmental Affairs in Indianapolis, and I also had a joint appointment in the IU Lilly Family School of Philanthropy, where again I taught courses on nonprofit management and collaborative management. So I've been doing this a long time. I've been teaching these courses. I've been engaged with students on these topics for a long time. My research is really centered on collaboration. And I'm also engaged in service to help with collaborative efforts, which informs my research and teaching. So the two most noteworthy service assignments I've had, or the service I'm engaged in right now, are work with the Alliance to End Hunger, which is a national nonprofit headquartered in DC. Their mission is to build political will to end hunger. And so I spent a lot of time with them thinking about how can we make collaboration more effective? How can we build hunger-free communities where organizations are collaborating together in order to reduce hunger in their communities? I also served on the board of advisors for the Indie Food Council, which is a food policy council that I helped to found several years ago. My work with the Indie Food Council was really instrumental in helping me understand collaborative governance. So the mission of this particular group was to build a better food system in central Indiana. Through that work, we initiated a lot of programs, we gave out grants, hosted fellows in order to improve the food system in central Indiana. This was a multi-sector effort, and it was an interesting process. Having been part of it from the beginning and to help design the process, I got to apply best practices. I got to help work out a lot of the kinks, do a lot of relationship management, and this too has informed my research, my teaching, and my other service endeavors that I've done since then. I'll draw on this example throughout the semester, which is why I'm talking about it here, because it was really informative for me to actually have to engage in this process and build a collaborative governance regime. And so I think that having this experience in practice it makes me a better instructor and will allow me to give you more insight and guidance on how you can be good at managing collaborative governance regimes, and also how you can engage in public participation or design public participation processes. So welcome again. Thanks for being in this course, and I really look forward to having you as a student.